So it looks like Microsoft could be in a bit of a pickle, or maybe Microsoft is in talks with Valve to partner up as more and more features are now going towards Steam. And, Game Pass is starting to make that integration. We are seeing cloud saves now moving across from Xbox saves. So Xbox saves are now being able to communicate with Steam, and through the cloud you can download them. But in a shock of turns that no one didn't see coming, if you've been following Valve and everything that they've been doing, well, it looks like Valve is looking at coming into the console business. Now, I know what you might be saying. What happened to the news that console gaming is dying and consoles aren't selling and they're plateauing? Well, who knows? Was it all PR? Was it all because Xbox just couldn't shift consoles? Or are they actually dying and Valve is trying to do something different, and looking at Microsoft with their ecosystem has finally come to the conclusion that creating their own ecosystem by providing users to play around their setup is the way forward? That would of course leave Sony and Nintendo on the outskirts with their consoles only, but we've already seen that Sony is also trying to do the same thing by creating their own ecosystem. They're already now allowing you to play PS5 games without a console, so it wouldn't be long now before they become an ecosystem in themselves, because that is the way they're going forward. And as always, Microsoft is always jumping ahead of the gun, but at the end of the day, they are always the trendsetters that everyone just follows through. Whether they like it or not, it's going to happen. But first, let's get the drop. Okay, so this is pretty much what we're talking about right now. So the Decade has been in development for quite some time. It has been a project that basically puts a Steam Deck strapped to your face in VR. It is essentially a Steam Deck that's going to go into your face, around the headset, and it's going to be an all-in-one. Now, we know they've got the Valve Index, which is really powerful. It plugs into your PC, but it does need a conduit in order for it to work. Much like, the other headsets like the PSVR 2, which doesn't work without a console or a PC. This one will be like the Meta Quest. Now, that will mean that Steam has a handheld console or a handheld PC, however you want to define it. Then they'll have the VR headset, which is basically a Steam Deck. And finally, there's now confirmed that they are working on a home console to put all three Steam Decks into one ecosystem. That will mean that you can pick up and drop off exactly where you left off. Regardless of which one you're using, it will be within their ecosystem, or if you've basically got, say, an Asus ROG Ally and you've decided to install the Steam OS, I assume that will also work. Everything is going to basically run around that Steam OS. And as you know, Valve isn't shy of allowing you to install that anywhere you want, and they are adding more and more compatibility to it every day. I mean, Asus ROG now has the ability to install the Steam OS in place of Windows, should you choose to. But what does this mean going forward? Well, as you can see, Microsoft has set a trend and everyone is now following them and seeing good benefits from this. And, we've all kind of been talking about how Steam will eventually appear on the next Xbox. This kind of throws that spanner into that works. Why would Valve do that and cannibalize their own platform? Then again, why wouldn't they do it? As far as they're concerned, they have no real loyalty towards the hardware. All they care about is making money. So it's going to be a tricky one, and it's going to be interesting to see how this develops and how Microsoft pivots, because everything Microsoft is doing is essentially for this reason, to be the one-stop shop for gaming. And if Valve has now decided to, and it clearly seems that they have, to follow Microsoft and become an Steam ecosystem where you can play your games on your Steam console, on your Steam handheld PC, or your PC in general, or your VR headset, all powered by Steam OS, this could actually be a little bit troublesome for Microsoft. Or maybe they're just going to partner up and go forward with it, because that is always a possibility. Now, you're saying, why am I saying they're going to partner up? Why would Valve need Microsoft? And that's a good question, considering Valve is in a very, very comfortable spot. They're in a very comfortable position. They don't really need to partner with anyone. They have the controlling monopoly when it comes to PC gaming. So why do they need to go to anyone else? Well, it's this that's basically now happening, and I think it's really cool. You can now use Xbox Cloud saves, game saves, when playing Steam versions of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The game supports Play Anywhere, but it seems this is a new feature which enables you to use a single save file across Windows Store, Xbox, and Steam. So this is actually a really big change, right? This is huge because this now integrates Xbox more. It's just that one step more to integration with Steam. And this, to me, is a very, very good thing. Because there are times when, people say, like, for example, I've actually bought Starfield on PC, on Xbox. Well, I've got the collector's edition. But I want to play it on my Steam Deck as well, and my save doesn't work. And it's a problem. That whole Play Anywhere isn't really Play Anywhere. This makes it a truly Play Anywhere. And it's the first step for Microsoft actually integrating themselves into Steam. And as you know, once you've got one foot through the door, the rest of the foot is going to come in. It's inevitable. It may take a while, but it's going to happen. And as you can see here, Stein is saying excellent quality of life bar from the teams. Tom Warren is reporting the Steam version of Indiana Jones lets you sign into your Microsoft account and enable Xbox Cloud saved games to sync your save across the Xbox, Steam, and Windows Store versions of the game. Great to see this addition. Now, obviously, everyone's going to go batshit crazy because you're asking them to sign into another account. Oh my god, the world is going to come to an end because you're making me sign into more than one launcher. How could this possibly be? I mean, I think I reenacted that quite well. There'll probably be bigger meltdowns than this, but I can't be bothered to reenact those ones. They need mental help. But it's really cool to see that this sort of thing is actually now going ahead, and Microsoft is now starting to integrate their stuff into Steam. And who knows, in a future timeline, you could actually have potentially Game Pass integration into Steam. And then you can basically run your Game Pass owned games through Steam. This is always a possibility. At the end of the day, why not? If a game is on Game Pass, I'm playing it on Game Pass anyway. If I'm using GeForce Now, I'm running the Game Pass version anyway. So why not? People often say, well, I don't want to launch an extra launcher. Then you have the choice of just buying it off Steam and completely avoiding it. But what this does allow is for those people that are on the Microsoft app or part of the Microsoft ecosystem, it exposes them moreover to Steam as well. So they kind of get the best of both worlds, and there will be people that will cherry pick and buy stuff from Steam as well that isn't available on the Xbox Store or the Game Pass Store or wherever. So I see this as a win-win, and I see this as a partnership that's actually coming together, and one that's potentially down the line, a couple of years, as we expect the next console to come out, to fruition. Now, obviously, this is all wishful thinking, and this could all be, wish-wash. But one thing that isn't wishful thinking and wish-wash is the fact that the Decade exists. The home console exists. They've already got a handheld PC, and they've already got a dominance monopoly on PCs themselves. So, the ecosystem for Steam is well and truly underway and will be complete probably in the next 2-3 years. Do you know what that coincides with? The next Xbox release. Could there be an actual Steam partnership between Xbox and Steam actually going ahead in the way where Game Pass gets integration into Steam? Who knows? Who actually knows? But I, for one, I'm very excited to see where this all goes to, what direction it goes to, and how it actually develops. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and let's see what you have to say. I'd love to hear them because this is an interesting topic that we're going to be discussing more on Tuesday. So definitely tune into that because This is a big one, and one that I'm going to hopefully follow up some more. I've been following the Decade for a while, but this is cool. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and if you've made it this far, please consider leaving a like, subscribe if you have yet to do so. Trying to hit 7,500 subs before the end of the year. Hopefully we can make that happen, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, remain